Like some people knew that whether it was the with the heat tiles, whether it was the O-ring, some people knew, some people didn't know. They didn't know how to communicate it. Was there maybe some other things going on? Maybe, but honest mistakes can happen, and honest little mistakes add up to one big honest mistake. I really doubt that this company was had a picture of me on their wall and it's like, if this guy calls, like, but
Exactly.
but I mean, just the same, like it's still frustrating, right? And that's a great point that you brought up. Like up until now with agentic, you bring up a great point about agentic AI really would make this much easier, because the alternative historically would have been doubling or tripling the size of your data analytics team,
Yep.
right? And even then, that's not a guarantee. But I suppose you could say something about agents, right? Like an agent that is operating on bad data, right, could also do some serious damage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is why, look, when we talk about, to use data analytics as just an example, but the problem is that they were all provided as point solutions, and they don't necessarily talk to each other. And so up to now, what you needed to do is to somehow connect the data points yourself. But going back to what we're doing, so data prov is about, first of all, capturing the value stream map as it matters to you, to your process, to your supply chain, capturing the KPIs as they matter to you, because for you, maybe cost is the most important thing, maybe on time in full delivery, various other things. And irrespective of what that thing is, you probably also have a quantitative measure for what is good versus that. One company's on time in full delivery should be over 90%, another might be 75. Doesn't matter, but it's kind of your stuff. So that's kind of the data profi side of what we're talking about. And this is where it's crucial that the data, that we are able to connect to the data, and that the data is valid, because absolutely right. If you're absolutely right in saying that if the data is incorrect, all the conclusions you're going to draw on top of it are going to be problematic. And so that's on the one side. On the other side, we've got what we call DNAI, so the data analytic AI part, which is where at the most basic level, we provide you with some sort of co-pilot, let's call it, which allows you to interact with it a bit like a consumer would interact with ChatGPT or Claude or whatever the favorite LLM model is, which is basically ask a question in plain language, and it should be able to give you a contextually correct answer, and in our case, in the context of your supply chain data. So it's not about data noetic, isn't about asking it a question like, okay, what does the word noetic mean? For that, you have Gemini and whatever other tools.